Hi guys, WCCC here with another update, and today's topic will be about the submachine gun Carbine, I finished meshing recently. But first I want to touch upon the fact I have actually got off my lazy arse and registered fraps for a change. So, as you notice, this is above 30 seconds in length and has the ability to include microphone input. Showing you a little map I made recently, and it's not bad. I'm still far from finished, and it's pretty irrelevant to anything else I'm doing, especially in Hatchet. But, yeah, also if you're doing this on YouTube, it means ModDB is continuing to be uncooperative video upload, and I likely linked it in the news post. If you are viewing it on ModDB, then yeah, good news. It's working, for once. But, in any case, here is the Carbine, as it is. Very small submachine gun, kind of design, I should clarify. Technically a carbine for those who know how weapons, because it fires a rifle cartridge and not a handgun cartridge. Very important difference, and I am very poor at remembering to tell the difference myself. In any case, it's very simple. It generally has a 25 default magazine capacity. I happen to randomly obtain a higher quality variant, so this thing actually has an extended magazine of 31 or 32 with an extra round chamber, rounds capacity. It has firing modes for semi-automatic, automatic burst fire, and a pretty monstrous rate of fire and considerable punch in usage. It is also the first weapon that actually makes you zoom out of the iron sights when you're loading. It's an interesting option that may turn over to other weapons too, but this is generally due to the weapon's unusual size. A lot of interesting developments with this weapon, such as how I tuned firing animations to play in a very logical manner. In any case, quick demonstration, iron sights are technically a bit offset, and that is both unexplained and currently unfixable, to my knowledge, which is interesting, because I've checked the file and the sights are mathematically accurate. They are aligned very perfectly, and the view is at a very proper angle and everything. It's more or less probably just forward zoom or some weird stuff like that to get interfering. But, quick demonstration. Semi-automatic is actually pretty fast rate of fire compared to a lot of the other weapons I've done. This is with the higher rate of fire, and also because I wanted to make automatic option weapons with semi-automatic be able to keep a steady pace. That way semi-automatic isn't completely worthless. And I have some weapons that haven't been set for this, and they are very, very sluggish and annoying. But, burst fire, once again, the compromise between automatic and semi. It is a 2-shot burst, unlike the more popular 3-shot burst. This is so it can actually maintain very short recoil stroke, but still, if need be, fire at very high rates of fire. In fact, if you time it right and have a really good rhythm and you practice with the weapon itself, maybe even relevant to quality, I don't know, you can fire this thing just about any situation, almost full auto firing speed with burst. It's all about the rhythm, very similar to semi-automatic and particularly true with most handguns currently in Hatchet. And of course, the actual automatic rate of fire, which is a blistering 13.3 rounds per second. This may seem absolutely ludicrous, but on the flip side, it's also actually very realistic to many automatic weapons. And there's your magazine. It is also currently one of 3 weapons in game, firearms I should clarify, that are very low noise because they are suppressed. However, unlike one of the weapons, which is a silenced handgun, and the other weapon, which shares the same cartridge, this is a very interesting feature because it is done by subsonic ammunition, which may not be completely realistic and reduce the sound, but the concept is fun, and it's very nice to have non-linear in how to use the weapon. But the fact is, lethal, it is a very quiet-ish weapon when fired. It's still very noisy because the rate of fire, but pretty quiet. And then you go flip on the normal rounds again, significantly louder. The most important part is that irrelevant to how the actual gunfire sounds, it is very quiet to the knowledge of enemies and has a very small radius which you can hear the sound. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. It's definitely some of my best work yet. It has, I think, a single lighting issue. It's about the front sight. That's actually not about inverted faces or anything. It's just how the faces assemble, and it's pretty weird. But currently I don't want to mess with it. It's so minute. It is the tiniest face, or at least one of them on this entire model. And generally the entire model is currently doing the animations very nicely. It plays, it's functioning, it's fun. Firing offset's good, give or take some iron sight stuff. And I have very little complaints about this weapon. And that concludes our video for the day. I'd like to send a quick thank you to those who have tracked the mod. This is a great boost in motivation for the team, even though Hatchet is currently out with bit technical difficulties. He's been having issues with Unreal Editor, but has remained vigilant on some work with music tracks. So everything is still flowing at least fairly well. Hopefully the issue will be resolved soon and we can get back to working things full scale. Alright, talk to you later.